I've been seeing this story all over the internet about how Bernie supporters are upset that Joe Rogan endorsed him and they don't want to be in the same camp as Joe Rogan, and they're trying to convince the campaign to like reject Rogan's endorsement. It made me really upset to see that Rogan is now suddenly being smeared as a racist and a homophobe. Anybody who actually watches Rogan's podcast would never in a million years say that. He is a man who interviews all kinds of people. He has a huge following because he asks good questions. He grills people on all sides of the political spectrum, not necessarily about politics. I actually didn't even know that he was a Bernie supporter until now. I actually thought he was a libertarian. That's how he doesn't talk about his political views. Seeing these reports makes me think that there's probably another agenda. They're going back and pulling out edited sound bites from his podcast from like years ago to try and prove that he's a racist, or he said this or he said that, taking things totally out of context. I don't know about you, but personally there are things much more recently than a few years ago that I've said and that I would regret. Whole cancel culture, it just makes me so mad. The fact that people will try to like destroy somebody knowing that this person is probably not a racist, there's probably nothing wrong with him. And everyone will just do it because they'll just follow the pack. The people will follow the pack and just gang up on someone and bully somebody just for something that isn't true, that they know is not true. Why is the media pushing something like this? What does the media have against Joe Rogan? So they say that Joe Rogan, he said this, he said that. He's had controversial figures on his podcast. He's had conservatives on his podcast. That's true. Rogan has had all sorts of people on his podcast. He is interested in finding out the truth, and that's what real journalism is, having people on and being genuinely interested in what they have to say. What would the media have against Joe Rogan with all these tweets about his racist, homophobic past and how he brings all these people on his show that are like controversial figures? I think at the end of the day, it really just goes down to competition. The media is competing with Joe Rogan. Last year, and that's not even this year because every year it gets more, but last year, Joe Rogan's podcast got over 300 million views per month. That's like more than all these TV stations combined. According to Adweek, CNN had 65.7 views per month in 2018 average. Fox News had 63.3, MSNBC had 47.9, that was in 2018. So it really is about competition. These networks are so careful about not having anybody who's deemed even remotely out of the box or controversial or anything. They have to stick to like certain rules. Joe Rogan is independently kicking all their asses. He's got like one employee or something, or two employees. Like, he takes all the money home. Of course they're gonna hate him. Him supporting Bernie Sanders is their nightmare because what do they have left? He's taking away all their clout. Media has to show everybody that someone who's taking business away from them is a racist and a homophobe and bigot. You'll never see Joe Rogan doing this to someone in the established media and corporate media. He doesn't care. But it doesn't have anything to do with him being racist or bigot or whatever. It just has to do with they're not competition to him. He's competition to them. They're not taking away his audience. He's taking away their audience. There's still a lot of money in cable television, but they're losing a lot of clout to independent content creators like Joe Rogan. It's really, at the end of the day, it's all about competition. The internet is not going anywhere, and the future is with independent content creators. So that's all I wanted to say. Don't forget to like this video, share if you agree, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already.